SportbikeDirectory.com, and today we're going to install a set of Lightech Frame Sliders on our 2015 Yamaha YZF-R1 STG project bike. Lightech, high-end Italian components. You'll see the stuff at literally the MotoGP level, World Superbike. They make some phenomenal stuff. Today we're going to talk about their frame sliders. The installation on this bike is really pretty simple. So this video is going to be as much about the product as it's going to be about the actual install. First off, beautiful packaging, right? Very high end. This is a modular design when you look at this, right? You have, right, your plastic outer, okay, like a Delrin outer. In the center, you have energy managing material, kind of like body armor that you'll see within your motorcycle race suit, your jacket. And then we have aluminum base material, right? There's more pieces here that work in conjunction with that as well. Concept here is really very simple and intelligent. Okay, you have a tip over, right? Say a parking lot style or garage style tip over. What this is going to do is this is going to call on this, right, to compress and absorb that energy, okay, rather than transferring it to the motorcycle. So this could be of great benefit for, especially like a slow speed tip over, you know, just to fall over in a parking lot, fall over in the garage, that kind of stuff, and can really help to minimize damage. Also would be effective, you know, at a racetrack level, and we'll show you how far they stick out and everything once we get them mounted up to the motorcycle. But you look at how this works here, all right? This spacer, okay, when it's in here, works in such a way that it allows this outer puck to float on the spacer. So when it takes the impact, right, this spacer is going to push against the rubber armor in there. It's going to manage the load, manage the energy. So it's a really intelligent design, and you're definitely getting something over and above for your money. Great packaging. Let's take a look at the instructions. The instructions are, at the end of the day, they're pretty basic. You do have some torque specifications here. It looks like they're calling for about 30 Newton meter. They're talking, you know, they show you which side's left, which side's right. Very simple install. We're going to jump right into it for you now. I'm going to begin by removing the stock engine bolts. Like I always do, I recommend that you keep these. You never know what the future may hold. You may very well need to put these back on at some point. So save all your OEM fasteners from every single project. I choose not to use a torque wrench. That is my choice. I've been wrenching for a long time. I'm comfortable with torque. If you're not, you don't spend a lot of time or have not spent a lot of time wrenching, use a torque wrench. It's just going to make for a better job. This side is going to accept the shorter of the two frame sliders, okay? These are the same from side to side. The only variable piece is going to be the actual spacer, and then of course the bolts. Installation here, very simple. And what I'm going to want to do too is I'm going to want to try and get this logo lined up right. So I'm going to turn it a little bit and allow it to, as I tighten this, rotate. And there you go. There is the right side of the motorcycle. You can see if you watch some of the other frame slider videos that we do, okay, these don't stick out a huge distance, but they do stick out, it looks like just a little bit more perhaps than the bullet frame sliders that we did from GB Racing. Okay, but I would say that at the end of the day, this frame slider could be used for street or track, but this insert in here is going to make this a great street frame slider because your parking lot tipovers would be managed very, very well with that material they have in the center. Other side of the bike. Once again, remove your stock bolt. This is a modification I think most any rider could handle on their own. If you don't feel comfortable with it, take it into a mechanic. But end of the day, this is going to call for nothing more than some very basic hand tools and very entry-level style wrenching skills. Same deal as the other side. The hardest part with this is probably going to be lining up the logo, to be honest with you. Because when you spend money on nice parts like this, attention to detail, I think, is very important. Let that rotate just a little bit more. And there you go. That is our LighTech Frame Slider install and review on our 2015 Yamaha YZF-R1 STG project bike.